all the business owners and entrepreneurs, the crazy ones, the believers, the doers, the clever makers, the action takers, and everybody else in between. This podcast was designed for you. Welcome to a Business Growth Mindset podcast. I'm Kristian Livolsi, and I'm incredibly grateful to be here today and share this episode with you. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you how to distinguish between achievement and fulfillment and how it can help you live your best life. This episode applies to anyone with a deep ambition for success. This podcast has the power to change you because it will help you live an outstanding life. You have the power to make that decision, and you have a choice to thrive. If this is your very first time listening to my content, make sure that you subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and change your notifications alert setting so that you don't miss future episodes. There are 6 human needs that are driven by what we desire, our values and beliefs. Understanding these human needs will help you understand yourself and why you do what you do. It is also important to master the art of observation of these 6 human needs because it allows you to understand and influence others. So what are these 6 human needs? Well, we have certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution. Now the big question is, now that you know what they are, do you know which ones you relate to the most? Now, unfortunately, it's not that easy. You see, you need to dig a little deeper and look at your behavior and beliefs, and then you'll be able to easily identify with your 2 most dominant needs. So for most people, and I don't mean the average, I mean most, they live with a requirement for certainty and significance. Why? Because most people are driven by fear, and the fear of not being enough and the fear of not being loved. Now, both require certainty and significance to overcome, or at least that's what's your mind's telling you. Now, for most people, certainty is because they have many self-limiting beliefs and rules that they have developed over time. For most people, certainty is because they have many self-limiting beliefs and rules that they have developed over time. Now, let's be clear, certainty is based on circumstances too. If you are not born of privilege, certainty and significance is much harder. However, your expectations are often lower, so here's the net. What do I mean by born of privilege? Well, I was born privileged. Why? I'm white, I'm a male, and I was granted an education. I never went hungry, I was never racially vilified, and the list goes on. Let me make this clearer. A large proportion of the world lives on less than a few dollars a day. Yes, and this is a fact. So if you earn more than $30,000 a year, then the poorer in Australia are considered rich by the world standard. And I'm not saying anyone should stay there. In fact, I'm saying how lucky we are, or all of us are, to live in Australia, and that we have the opportunity to succeed as long as we recognize our privilege and use it. For many people, this is not the case, and we must do everything that we can to help those less fortunate or privileged than ourselves. This is contribution, ladies and gentlemen, one of the 6 needs. But to grow to this level, you need to be prepared to accept, not tolerate, and you must be prepared to give in order to be fulfilled. So that brings me to achievement and fulfillment, the reason for this podcast. So what does achievement mean? Now, according to Oxford, it is a thing done successfully with effort, skill, and courage. Now, for some people, they are building blocks that enable them to construct meaning and substance of themselves as a success. Now, some of the areas that people consider on their path for achievement are peace of mind, health and energy, intimate relationships, financial freedom, commitment to goals. Now, there are also a few other areas that impact achievement, and they are celebration and meaning and beliefs, work and time. As you can hear, it's much more than just winning a prize or being the best in your field. So, what is fulfillment then? According to Oxford, fulfillment is the achievement of something desired, promised, or predicted. Now, however, it's much more than that. It's about happiness, satisfaction, and well-being. It's about celebration and appreciation for what has been achieved. Now, I spend an unbelievable amount of time helping people gain achievement. I help them do it faster, quicker, better, showing them the shortcuts, teaching them the strategies, and modeling what works. Now, this helps them save years. But where I really help my clients is in this area of fulfillment, because this is an area that most people are not good at. And what is achievement without fulfillment? Why do we have so much anxiety, stress, exhaustion, depression, and burnout? Because we have forgotten to appreciate our achievements, and instead we continuously set expectations that over time become totally unsustainable. So I help them turn expectations into appreciation, and this is very powerful. Now, my job is to serve my clients beyond achievement and to ensure that they live an outstanding life. Often, when I work with high achievers who have great businesses, they come to me looking to grow or build better culture. But what I discover is what they really want, and it is that I rub off on them. You see, they are miserable despite the money and the achievement because they are lonely, disconnected, and stuck. They yearn for energy and vitality, inspiration, and deep connection. So I meet their business needs, and I also give them the courage to change what's inside of them. Now, I help them shift from certainty and significance to growth and contribution. And this is a place of total fulfillment, passion, and purpose. I have been referred to as an ecosystem evangelist and a cheerleader on many occasions. And at first, I was a bit taken back. But then through reflection and asking questions, I realized that it was one of the greatest compliments that I'd ever received, because it's about leadership and empowerment and getting them to achieve what they otherwise would not have overcome. But furthermore, it makes them feel accomplished and fulfilled. Our life is controlled by decisions, and it's a force greater than myself. But I also believe that we have choices. And the decisions that we make control us much more than the circumstances and the environments that we meet. It's not the circumstances, it's the decisions that control us. It can hold you back or it can propel you forward. Now, decisions about what to believe, what to do, and what to give. So think about a decision that you made 12 months ago, 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, that if you made a different decision, your life would be completely different today. Better or worse, it doesn't matter, but different, right? So here is the very best decision that you can make today and for the rest of your life. You have the ability to make this one decision, and it's your choice, and that is to live in a peak state. Now, this decision means that you are no longer going to suffer. That is, being angry, frustrated, stuck, anxious. It's anything that takes you out of your peak state. The nature of the human mind is constantly comparing things. But if you make a decision to thrive and not just survive, live in a peak constant state and adopt a growth mindset, you will grow and flourish beyond belief. And this is what I do with my clients. You see, your brain is designed to make you survive. So to thrive, you have to make a decision and a choice to live an outstanding life. And that starts with you changing your mindset. Mindset is the established set of attitudes that you live by. A growth mindset is the belief that individuals believe their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others. They achieve much more than those that have a fixed mindset because they worry less about looking smart and they put more energy into learning and growing. Growing up, I was always told that I was stupid. And I mean, every day. I was beaten, I was called fat, I was picked on and humiliated. It brought me down academically, but I used all that stupidity, the beatings and my size, and turned it into a sporting career. Now, little did I know that I had developed a fixed mindset on academia and a growth mindset on sport. I excelled in sport, in fact, in most sports, because I believed that I could do it. If I applied myself and worked hard, it would come to me. I used my defeats to build resilience in the same way I used the beatings to build resilience. Now, I got fit, I lost weight, and my self-confidence grew. My hard work created breaks for me, and my corporate career grew, which then led to me becoming a businessman and then a serial entrepreneur. The business failures were lessons, and they paved an opportunity for me to grow and flourish. I went to university at 36 years of age for the very first time and graduated with a MBA and was awarded membership to the Golden Keys Honor Society, placing me in the top 15% of academics in the world. So today, I'm not so stupid. I never was stupid. In fact, it was all absolute bullshit, and it was all around limiting beliefs that held me back for so long. Now, you are too intelligent, too resourceful, and too capable to live a life stuck in a fixed mindset. Stop doing others a disservice by not exploring your potential and not becoming outstanding. Live in a peak state. Shift expectations to appreciation and enjoy your achievements and live a fulfilled life with passion and purpose. Once you have achieved this constant peak state and taken on a growth mindset, teach others and get ready for positive behavioral change everywhere you go. Your consistent peak state and growth mindset has the power to change the lives of many. Now, life is short, and we don't know how short it is going to be. And I bet that if you only had a week to live, you wouldn't sweat and suffer on the little things. Instead, you would embrace all the good in this world. Your loved ones, nature, the sunsets. You would breathe deeply and you would do what you love, what you are passionate about, and what gives you purpose. So here is my thing. Why wait? Why not just decide to live your best life and be outstanding? Raise your standards and step up. Today is your day. It's your life. It's your legacy that you can build right now. And all you need to do is decide to live in a peak state. You can decide that you are going to have a great time. You can achieve and be fulfilled and live with passion and purpose. So this is your time to decide. I know how I live my best life, and I love sharing my experiences with you. I don't take anything for granted anymore. I live in a peak state and I do what I love for those that love what I do. So join me in living in a peak state. If you don't know how, follow me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Turn on your notification settings so you never miss my content. I share videos almost every single day on those platforms. So immerse yourself and raise your standards and step up and make your move right now. I really loved hanging out with you today and providing you with insight into living your best life. I hope that you found the information encouraging and that you can use it in your quest to show up, stand up, raise your standards, and step up in life. If you love today's episodes, please take a minute and rate it and provide a review. This helps others know that the content that I'm sharing is valuable, but it also inspires me to share more content with you. While you're there, share it and give the gift of knowledge to others. Please take care, be vulnerable and courageous, and make that move. Until next time, live with purpose.